Yeah, sure, absolutely. So you've traveled all over the place. You lived in
Yeah,
Vienna, Austria
I
for a little
did.
while. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for about a year. So we went there for my husband's job. So, as an accountant. So he worked at PwC. And that was a whole experience. So I never got to see him. I got to explore the city and basically spend a lot of time in crypts because I'm that kind of person.
Yeah.
Spending time with the dead is just a fun Tuesday afternoon.
And I'm here in Wisconsin, so all I have is cemeteries. I haven't found a crypt yet, but that actually sounds really cool.
Yeah.
So, no, I mean,
Oh yeah, it's awesome. Like it's actually the St. Michael's crypt, and it's right by the main palace in Vienna in the city center. And they have some of the only preserved like 18th century mummies, like naturally preserved down there. And like when you go on this tour, you think, oh, it's going to be like behind glass or something. No, you're walking on legit 6 feet of like crushed bone that they tell you after, like you're already walking on it. And then the coffin's just like right there, like you're like this far away from like these bodies.
right. Okay.
And like, yeah, you kind of think like, so what killed them is that also still like in the air circulating with all these fans that they have blowing around all this like mummy dust, like, just some of the thoughts you have. But yeah, it's really fascinating. Like their wigs are still curled. Their clothes are just like perfect. It's really like, I
Really?
recommend anyone who ever gets a chance to go to the city, like that's a must see.
So their clothing is still perfectly preserved.
Perfect. Yeah.
Huh.
Like it's all gray, but they said it's actually just the dust that's over them that makes it gray. Like it would still be just as vibrant if they clean them off. But
yeah. So do you get to touch them?
You don't get to touch them, unfortunately. Oh. Although someone did steal a shoe off of one of the mummies.
Yeah.
And I also have always wondered, like, how do you do that? Like, it's like it's a very small group that's down there. So I was like, wow, kudos to you, like, for just desecrating a grave. That takes balls.
So you kind of gotta wonder, the person that stole the shoe, what the hell do you want it for?
Well, that was also my question. Like why? Like, what are you going to do with it? And like just display it in like your curio cabinet? Hey, this is a fun conversation starter.
Either that or else they're just a really poor thief and they couldn't get both of them. Both of them I can see. The one I don't get it.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like that one sock that gets lost in the wash.
Exactly. Like it's not worth it unless you can have the complete set.
Exactly. You've totally screwed yourself in the black market. You should have two.
Yeah, exactly. But then, another funny thing about that is like there are all these wood coffins, but I guess on one tour group, someone from Australia brought this special like worm. I don't know how, they don't know how, but like it's actually like eating the coffins right now. Like they're having like this problem with this. Like again, this place is crazy. Like all the things are happening in this crypt.
So somebody brings in a worm that's very special and it's eating the coffins, and they have no idea how.
They don't.
Some dude just walked in. Oh, I got this worm in my pocket. Oh yeah.
Like I said, it's a fascinating place. Highly recommend.
Would be more interesting is if they had video cameras and this guy like pulls out a Ziploc bag of worms and like
exactly. Like I just want to know how this happens. How do you not know?
Yeah.
And it's on you. Like
well, there's another thing, personal hygiene sometimes is not the best in foreign countries or even in America, but
especially after that, like, that 20-hour plane trip, you kind of just let things go.
Right. You collect all sorts of things like worms and and probably just picking through his hair. Oh shit, what's this? I'll just throw it in this coffin.
Oh yeah. That's basically a trash can.
Exactly. I mean,